If you are going to call a job an apprentice, they have to actually be an apprentice. I wanted to talk to you guys about something that's actually really irritated me this week. If you have an employee and you are calling them an apprentice, there are some things that you need to have in place to have an apprentice. You should have a written contract that is an apprentice contract, not some butcher of your normal contract. We can do an apprentice contract for you. We do that. You should have a training plan that is in place together with some sort of formal plan. They need to be on some sort of government plan or with a college enrolled or something like that. You can't just call someone an apprentice because they are your junior or your trainee greenkeeper. Bloody hell, pick a different name. But apprentice is a very specific thing and it has very specific meaning to it. So you have to have an agreement. They have to be enrolled on a proper program. No, you cannot have a cost agreement to get back the money if they leave early because you didn't pay for it, the government did. So you can't claw that money back. And there needs to be supervision for apprentices. You don't just hire them and then leave them to it and then fire them 6 months later because they can't do the job. That's not how it works. And you'll end up in a situation where you'll end up having to pay the rest of their apprenticeship or a portion of it because you've taken on an apprentice and actually you're failing at having an apprentice, not the apprentice failing at their job. Now, don't get me wrong, there are gross misconduct situations. And there are really poor conduct that we've seen. We have dismissed apprentices for gross misconduct. You can do that. You can dismiss apprentices for continuously not showing up to work, but you'll need to do a better work for it. It's not as easy as just letting someone under 2 years go because they've been late 3 times. Just keep that in mind. If you are going to call a job an apprentice, they have to actually be an apprentice and you have to commit to the 2 years of having an apprentice, to that 2 years of training. We don't want to hear 6 months or 10 months in, oh, but they can't perform and they can't do the job. That's because you hired someone really cheap who's never done a job before and you have to teach them. That's how it works. But what I've seen a lot this week is people who have called jobs apprentice greenkeeper, specifically an apprentice chef, when actually that is just the name you picked to give it because it's your most junior person or it's your trainee person or it's your casual, and that's not really right. Like, call it one of those things, but don't call it an apprentice. Just keep that in mind, because if you come to us and you say, I have an apprentice greenkeeper that I want to fire, we hear apprentice and we expect specific things to be in place.
Thanks for watching. If you want a free peace of mind call with us to discuss your policies, handbook, and any burning staff issues in your business, click the link in the description below.